All right, deep divers, welcome back. Ready for another fascinating plunge into the world of Spiritism?
Absolutely. Always excited to unravel these mysteries.
Well, today we're tackling a topic that's both intriguing and maybe a little bit unsettling. We're going to explore what spirits actually do all day.
Yeah, it's a question that I think sparks curiosity in a lot of folks, right? Like, is it all just harps and halos floating around on clouds?
That's kind of what I always pictured, to be honest. But lucky for us, Allan Kardec didn't shy away from asking the tough questions.
No, he didn't. In fact, we're going to be diving deep into Part 2, Chapter X of the Spirits book today, which is all about the occupations and missions of spirits. And let me tell you, it's a far cry from that passive afterlife image.
Okay, so right off the bat, Kardec asks the spirits if they even have jobs, like besides working on their own, spirituality.
Right, and the spirits, well, they don't mince words. They're like, oh, honey, the spirit world is all about action. It's about fulfilling God's will and keeping the universe running smoothly. Think less vacation and more cosmic workforce.
Cosmic workforce, huh? So not just lounging around in their ethereal robes all day.
Nope, not at all. And one of the spirits even says, spirit life is not at all arduous like that of Earth, because it is not subject to bodily fatigue or the anguish of need. Their work, their missions stem from thought and a sense of purpose aligning with a universal will.
That's fascinating, though, because it suggests that even the work they do isn't driven by necessity. It's not like they have to work to survive. It's more like intrinsic motivation.
Exactly. It's like their very being is driven towards action and purpose.
So if we're talking about a cosmic workforce, does everyone get a job? Like even the spirits who aren't quite as spiritually advanced.
That's one of the things I find most reassuring in Kardec's work. The spirits are very clear that every spirit, regardless of their level of advancement, contributes to the grand scheme of things. It's not like there's an elite group calling the shots while everyone else just kind of floats around.
So it's more like a massive collaborative effort.
Absolutely. And it's not a static thing either. The spirits emphasize that their world is all about continuous learning and evolution. They experience various stages, taking on different roles, constantly expanding their understanding.
Okay, that makes sense. So let's say someone was a talented artist here on Earth. Do they just continue making art in the spirit world?
Well, that's where it gets even more interesting. The spirits suggest that our earthly understanding of things, even art, is pretty limited compared to the knowledge and experience they have access to in the spirit world.
So what we consider masterpieces here might just be kindergarten art to them.
Pretty much. They've seen the art of countless worlds, and their perspective is vastly different.
Wow, that's humbling. But they still appreciate human art, right?
Oh, absolutely. They describe it as observing it through a lens shaped by eons of knowledge and experience.
So the ultimate art critics, I kind of wish we could get their feedback on some of the modern art installations out there.
Me too. That would be a fascinating conversation.
So they're observing our art, but are they, involved in our world in other ways? Do they care about what's going on down here?
Well, it's a bit complicated. Remember those less evolved spirits we were talking about? They're more likely to get caught up in earthly affairs, maybe even try to influence things down here.
Wait, hold on. Are we saying that spirits might be messing with our decisions? Like some kind of cosmic puppet masters? That's a bit freaky.
It's a possibility Kardec delves into, but it's not about control. It's more about influence. Like a whisper in the ear, not a command set in stone.
Okay, so we still have free will. It's not like we're just puppets dancing to their tune.
Exactly. But this leads to a question. If spirits are so busy with their own evolution and maybe meddling in our affairs a little, what about the bigger picture stuff? You mentioned missions earlier. What exactly are those missions? Well, think of them as assignments, tasks given to spirits to further God's plan. And what is that plan? Universal progress, evolution, guiding humanity towards a higher state of being.
Wow, so these missions are about serving a grand purpose, impacting the whole of humanity.
Exactly, and they come in all shapes and sizes. Some spirits have simpler tasks, like delivering messages or protecting people.
Okay, so like spirit couriers and bodyguards.
Right, while others lead massive, world-altering projects, like generals in this cosmic workforce.
Wow, cosmic generals. That's amazing. And Kardec actually gives examples of what these missions might involve.
He does. Some spirits dedicate themselves to guiding the sick, others protect individuals from harm, and get this, some even inspire artists and inventors to create specific works.
Wait, hold on. You're telling me that some of our greatest inventions and masterpieces were actually inspired by spirits? That's blowing my mind.
It is pretty wild to consider, isn't it? Like, imagine having a spirit muse whispering ideas in your ear.
Okay, this is all incredible. But what about us, the living, breathing humans down here? Do we have missions?
Now that is the million-dollar question, isn't it? And it's one we'll dive into next time when we explore the mystery of human missions.
All right, deep divers, back again, and ready to tackle the question on everyone's mind. Do we have missions too? And if so, how in the world would we know?
Right. It's not like we get a cosmic memo or anything, but Kardec does offer some intriguing clues from his conversations with the spirits. He suggests those individuals who leave a massive mark on the world, the Einsteins, the Marie Curies, the Nelson Mandelas, they're often operating under a larger spiritual purpose.
So they might not even know it, but they're on a mission shaping history.
It's a fascinating thought, isn't it? And what's even wilder is this idea Kardec brings up about spirits actually collaborating with humans to achieve specific goals. Like, imagine a spirit teaming up with a writer to spread a message of peace or inspire social change.
Okay, hold up. How would that even work? Like, are we talking ghostly apparitions dictating manuscripts?
Not quite. The spirits suggest this collaboration happens more subtly, often during sleep, when that veil between the physical and spirit world thins out. They describe it as working together, like partners on a project almost, sharing ideas and insights.
So, less spooky dictation and more like a cosmic brainstorming session happening while we sleep. That's pretty cool, actually.
Right. But it's not just about the extraordinary individuals, the world changers. What about the rest of us living our everyday lives? Do we have missions too?
That's what I'm wondering, right? Like, is there a purpose for everyone, even if we're not curing diseases or composing symphonies?
Well, the spirits have something very reassuring to say about that. They emphasize that even a seemingly ordinary life, like that of a farmer or a teacher, can be a mission in itself.
So it's not about the scale of our actions, but the intention behind them. Even small acts of service have their place in the grand scheme of things.
Exactly. But they also make it clear that those who choose to be useless, to just squander their time and talents, well, there are consequences for that in their spiritual journey. It's not about punishment, but a natural outcome of neglecting our potential.
So there's a responsibility that comes with being part of this cosmic workforce. We can't just coast through life without contributing.
Right. It's about that inherent drive towards progress and service that's like embedded in us. It's a reflection of that divine spark, they say. Even if we aren't aware of a specific mission, the act of living, learning, and striving to be better, that's a form of service in itself.
That's a good point. But what about those figures in history who caused so much suffering? Conquerors, dictators, were they on missions too? Hard to reconcile that with universal progress.
That's where the concept of God's will, as Spiritism understands it, becomes super important. Kardec's spirit sources suggest even seemingly destructive events can serve a larger purpose. They talk about playing the long game, where even things that appear negative can lead to positive outcomes.
So it's about understanding a bigger picture that we might not be able to grasp with our limited human perspective.
Exactly. But they're very clear about the concept of intention. Just because someone inadvertently served a larger purpose, it doesn't absolve them of the consequences of their actions. A conqueror driven by greed and ambition, they'll still be accountable, even if their actions somehow led to unforeseen positive outcomes.
No escaping the karmic balance sheet then.
Nope. Actions have consequences, both for ourselves and others. But let's bring this back to a personal level, shall we? We've established we all have missions, even if we're not aware of them. But how do we recognize them? Any clues we should be looking out for?
Right. Is there some cosmic instruction manual we're missing?
If only it were that simple. Kardec doesn't provide a checklist, but there are some insightful hints. One recurring theme is this emphasis on service. Missions are about contributing to the greater good, however that manifests in our individual lives. So if you find yourself drawn to a cause, have a passion to help others, that could be a sign pointing you in the right direction.
So my passion for animal rescue, environmental work, or fighting for social justice, those could be my mission in action.
Exactly. It's about aligning your actions with your deepest values, using your unique talents to create positive change. And they also talk about a sense of inner knowing, a feeling you're meant to be doing this particular thing.
So paying attention to that inner voice, that feeling we're here for something more.
Absolutely. It's those moments when you feel most alive, most aligned with your true self. Those often hold clues to your mission.
Okay, this is making a lot more sense. But what if those feelings aren't clear-cut? What if I'm just, an average person with a job and a family? Does that mean I'm missing out on some big cosmic adventure?
Remember, the spirits emphasize even seemingly ordinary lives can be missions.
Right, like the parent dedicating themselves to raising kind children, or the teacher who inspires a love of learning.
Exactly. The key is approaching life with intention, a desire to contribute to the greater good, seeing the inherent value in every act of service.
So it's less about the specific role we play and more about the spirit in which we approach it.
Precisely. And remember, even if we aren't consciously aware of a specific mission, we're all contributing to this grand symphony of life in some way. Every action, thought, choice creates ripples that go beyond our immediate understanding.
It's a powerful thought, actually. It takes the pressure off needing to find this grand, predefined purpose and lets us focus on living meaningfully in the present.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe as we grow and evolve, our missions will become clearer. Or maybe we'll realize we've been fulfilling them all along without even knowing it.
Ooh, that's a good one. Makes you think, doesn't it?
Hmm.
But speaking of thinking, we've been deep diving for a while now, and I think it's time to come up for air. We'll continue exploring spirit occupations and missions next time, but for now, let's give our listeners a moment to process all this. All right, deep divers, welcome back. Still with me? After that last part, I need a moment to process, honestly. It's a lot to take in.
It really is. Kardec really pulls back the curtain on the spirit world in a way that honestly makes you look at life a little differently.
No kidding. And we were just getting into those clues the spirits give about recognizing our own missions, right?
Mhm.
But it's easy to say, follow your passions. But what if those signals are more like static than a clear channel?
Right. Life is messy. Figuring out our mission amongst all the everyday chaos, it can be tough. But maybe if we dig a little deeper into those hints from the spirits, we can find something. Remember how they emphasize that missions aren't always about grand gestures or worldwide fame? Sometimes they're happening quietly, in the background.
So not all of us are destined to be superheroes or, lead revolutions. It's not about those big, dramatic, world-saving moments.
Not necessarily. It could be as simple as being a dedicated parent, a caregiver, a supportive friend, showing up in those small moments, offering kindness, making a difference in your own little corner of the world.
So it's the everyday heroes, those unsung acts of kindness and compassion. Those could be crucial missions too.
Exactly. And remember, the Spirit said missions can evolve over time, right? What starts as a simple act of service might bloom into something much bigger as we grow and learn.
So it's like we're constantly leveling up, gaining experience so we can contribute more.
That's a great way to put it. But just like any journey, there are going to be challenges, setbacks, moments that make you question if you're on the right track.
Those times when you hit a wall and think, what am I even doing? You're saying those could be pushing us towards our mission too.
They could be. It's about trusting the process and knowing you're not alone. Remember, the spirits talk about guides and helpers watching over us, giving us a nudge when we need it.
Okay, that's a nice thought. Like having a cosmic safety net, even when the path gets rough. But if we're all on missions, what's the end goal? Where are we headed with all of this?
Now, that's the big question, isn't it? And Kardec really dives deep into this. The spirits suggest that it's all about spiritual evolution, moving towards knowledge, love, wisdom. It's not about checking off boxes on some cosmic to-do list, but transforming from within.
So it's not about reaching a destination, but the journey itself, becoming better versions of ourselves along the way.
Exactly. And that evolution, it happens both individually and collectively. As each of us progresses, we contribute to the advancement of humanity as a whole.
It's like this ripple effect. Each act of kindness, each step towards understanding creates a wave that spreads outwards.
Exactly. But it makes you wonder, right? What happens when we finish our missions? Do we just put our feet up and relax in some cosmic hammock for eternity?
Now that's an image. But I guess that wouldn't be very fulfilling, would it?
Not according to the spirits. They say there's no such thing as retirement in the spirit world. Learning and growth, they never end. There's always something more to discover, more to contribute.
Always another level to unlock.
Always. And they say our missions become more fulfilling as we progress. Maybe we start by influencing individuals, then move on to guiding communities, even helping other worlds to evolve. The possibilities are endless.
Wow, that's exciting and kind of overwhelming, to be honest. Like, we're explorers in a vast cosmic landscape, each with our own path to forge. But it makes me wonder, do we have a say in choosing our missions? Or are we just given roles, like actors in a play?
That's a question that's puzzled people for ages.
Mhm.
Kardec doesn't give a definitive answer, but his research suggests it's a complex mix of free will and destiny. Some spirits say our missions are chosen before we're even born, while others emphasize our power to make choices and shape our path.
So maybe it's like having a blueprint, but we get to improvise along the way.
I like that analogy. And ultimately, whether our missions are chosen for us or by us, the spirits make it clear we have the power to make decisions that either align with or deviate from those missions. Our choices matter for ourselves and everyone around us. They're how we shape our destinies and how we contribute to the evolution of humanity.
It's a lot of responsibility, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Makes you realize every choice we make has an impact, ripples out in ways we can't even imagine.
It really does. And that brings us to the core of what we've been exploring today, spirit life, both here and in the hereafter. It's dynamic, purposeful, full of possibilities. It's about engaging with the world, aligning our actions with our values, and striving to contribute to the greater good.
So it's not about passively waiting for destiny to happen, but actively creating it.
Exactly. And as Kardec shows us, the spirit world isn't some distant mystical place. It's interwoven with our lives, influencing our thoughts, inspiring our actions, guiding us towards a deeper understanding of ourselves and the universe.
Wow. So much to ponder. Well, deep divers, we've covered a lot of ground today, explored the mysteries of spirit occupations, the idea of missions, and what all this means for us.
And even if we don't have all the answers, I hope it sparked a curiosity in you, encouraged you to think about your own role in this incredible cosmic adventure.
Absolutely. So keep those minds open, those hearts compassionate, and those spirits curious. Who knows what incredible missions are waiting to be discovered? Maybe you're already on one. Until next time, happy deep diving.